Good morning. Welcome to Viking Preparedness. I am Pastor Joe Fox. We're going to talk today about making contact. I'm not talking about aliens. But first, I made a couple videos, several videos, a few videos. Pick your adjective over the last few days, and they were here and on YouTube. I'm doing that series on YouTube about, and one of them that I'm talking about is what the poor need to consider when confronting chaos, what women need to consider or need to think about when confronting chaos. I did one here on lone wolves, and I did one here yesterday on family. And although most comments on those videos were positive, and people seemed to like them, those videos right there engendered some pretty strong reactions from some people. They were mortally offended. They quit. They unsubbed. They're taking their ball and going home. You hurt me. You cut me to the quick, or words to that effect. I mean, I got some pretty serious feedback from a bunch of people. I mean, more than like two. And so I want to address that quickly before we go into making contact. It is never my intent to cause anyone pain, at least on these videos. It's just not. That wouldn't be smart either. So that's not my intent. I speak the truth as I know it, or as I see it. That could change day to day, right? The truth that is now, right here, may be totally different tomorrow. So there's that. When I speak, I'm not speaking to you. I'm speaking to y'all, right? So I'm speaking to a group, a rather large group, if you want to get down to it. And in any group, there are exceptions. You can make generalizations about general groups, but they don't then apply to specific individuals necessarily. And so if it doesn't apply to you, it doesn't apply to you. And if what I say is really upsetting, what do you care what some old dude says on a video? I mean, the fact that you're so upset says a lot more about you than it does about what I said about me. So consider those things. If you felt pain over my videos, I am sorry for that. But I'm not sorry for what I said or how I said it. Like I said, I speak the truth as I know it, and I'm not going to change that. I'm getting too old to sugarcoat things. So there's that. Now let's talk about making contact. Picture, if you will, a post-apocalyptic world, and you're in it, and you either went against all my advice. My dogs are running. You went against all my advice and started out as a lone wolf, or you just found yourself, caught up in a series of unfortunate events, and you're out there on your own hurting, and or perhaps even in a small group, but probably on your own. And let's say, man, I smell like somebody smoking a cigarette. Let's say that, focus, Pastor Joe. Let's say that you've got an illness or a wound that is starting to give you a fever and get fever. Whatever happens, you need to make contact with people, all right? You can come up with your own scenario for that. And so you see a village or a community or a retreat group or something like that. And it's basically, if you don't make contact with them and they don't take care of you, you're probably going to die. That's the situation in which you find yourself. And so if you decide you're just going to go crawl off into the bushes over there and die, that's probably what you're going to do, is die. So it's like, I need to make contact. How do you do that? There are some tried and true techniques and things to consider. And those are these, in no particular order. Try to observe, let's call it a village in the middle of nowhere, but you can picture it, right? Try to put it under observation for at least 24 hours, if you can. Pick a place where you can keep an eye on it secretly, and just note the pattern of living of this place. and try and get a feel for when things are happening, when things are busy, where's the dogs, where's the guard positions, that kind of thing. Don't be sneaking all around. If you're in a position where you need to make contact, you're probably not going to have a whole lot of strength anyway. So for the extent possible, try to put it under observation so you're not walking in blind. Then, before you go in to this place, now this is a post-apocalyptic world, right? So you're going to be armed with something. You know, if it's not an M4 and a Glock, then it'll be, you know, a machete or a big stick that you found or something. I mean, you're going to have weapons, right? Knives, things like that. Excuse me. Take all your weapons and cache them. Hide them. Put them in a tree or, you know, bury them or something, but hide them, because here's the deal. If after you make contact with these people, it's a friendly village, you can go back and get your weapons. No problem. If it's not a friendly village, they're going to take them from you anyway. You have to realize that once you are making the approach to this village, one of you, 30 of them, 50 of them, you're outnumbered greatly, right? And so you are now going to put yourself in their control. And you're doing that in this scenario because you feel like you have to or you will die, right? So take your weapons and hide them. If you have anything super important, take it and hide it. If you have extra food, take it and hide it. You should be showing up, you know, pretty much with nothing when you show up. And again, if they're bad guys, they're going to take it. And if they're good guys, they'll let you go back and get it, right? If they're bad guys and they tie you up and you get to escape later, at least you'll have something to run to, right? So think about that. When you make your approach, you got to be very careful because you don't want to get shot making your approach, right? You need to place yourself in a position where people can see you on the outskirts of the village or the community or whatever, and you need to stop. And your hands obviously need to be empty, and you need to wait until they approach you and give you directions. Picture, if you know anything about law enforcement, a felony car stop. You know, what you don't want to do is, when you get pulled over, is get out of your car and run towards the police officer with your cell phone in your hand. You know, that's going to end badly for you. So just stand there and wait until somebody approaches you. They will. And how that goes, you know, could go a bunch of different ways. But basically just figure out you're in for a penny, you're in for a pound, so go with it. Once you're brought into the village, be aware, be alert, but don't give the impression that you're checking it out. Right? They're already going to be suspicious of you. They're already going to be unsure of you. And if they think that you're possibly a scout, you know, for a raiding party or something, it's going to go bad for you, right? And so be alert, be aware, but, you know, be nice, be friendly. Try to smile. Start out smiling, but then what you want to pretty much do is match the emotion of the people that are talking to you. If they're all excited, you try and stay calm. But what I'm saying is the seriousness. If they're very serious, then you don't want to be like, oh, hi, I'm so glad I'm here, right? If they're happy, hey, how you doing? Where are you from? What do you got? Then be happy back, right? You want them to like you, right? How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's a book you should all read now. So you're in the village. They've accepted you in. They've given you a place to stay, whether that's a jail cell or, you know, just a temporary whatever, and they're feeding you, you know, whatever. You're there. Leave the women alone if you're a man. Leave them alone. Don't be messing with them. Don't be looking at them. Don't be talking to them, because there is going to be, these are different times, right? Condition black. It's not like it was. You're not on the street. You're not back in the hood. You're not in your neighborhood. Those women, there's already men in that village that have their eyes on those women. If they're unattached females, available. You don't want to enter that competition. You're not from around here, all right? So you just leave the women alone. Try to deal with the head man or men. and let it go from there. But those are, and then kids, leave the kids alone. Don't be messing with the kids. Don't think you're going to get to the parents' good side by being friendly with their kids. That's not going to work. They're going to suspect you of being a child molester or something. Leave the kids alone. If you're given a task to do, then do it with vigor. Do it well. If they tell you to go sweep the sidewalk, then sweep that sidewalk really good. And then say, hey, I'm done with the sidewalk. What else can I do? That kind of thing. You want to be helpful. But realize, if you have to cast yourself upon the cares of a group or a community or a village, post-apocalyptic world, you're giving up control. It is no longer about you, and what you think doesn't really matter anymore. You're outvoted greatly. You're outvoted in numbers, you're outvoted psychologically, you're outvoted power. You got nothing. And so go into it with that thought. Don't take your stuff in there with you. You can go back and get it if you need it, and they're good. And if not, you can maybe E&E out of there and pick it up on the way out to someplace else. So that's my advice for you in those situations. And of course, as always, my advice is you want to be the person that's already in that community. I can hear it now. What if you're a woman in this situation? Same thing. Don't be flirting with the guys. When you come in, don't be batting eyelids at the different guys and stuff, because the last thing you want to do is make the women of that village jealous of you, right? That will go badly for you. Women can be vicious too. You just want to be a neutral person when you go in there. Pastor Joe said we got to be transgenders. No, I didn't. But you know what I mean, right? Don't start any drama, right? Save the drama for your mama. Don't start no stuff, won't be no stuff. All right, I hope that's helpful, something to think about, something to put in the back of your head in case, you ever have to deal with a situation like that, which I hope you don't. I want you to be part of the group that's receiving the newcomer. Maybe on another time I'll talk to you about how to receive newcomers, but I might not, because that might start getting into OPSEC here. Maybe I can do some generalities. All right, hey, keep your chin up, have a good day. Look at this. This is beautiful. Do something today to set you and yours up for later when things change. All right. I'll see you out there.